Alright guys, so here we are on US30. I haven't been on US30 for a while. It is 8:13 a.m. It's about 45 minutes since the market has opened. And so what we're looking at here on US30, this may look a little odd, but let's go up to the 4-hour chart here. So we have come down, similar to what we were looking at with gold, we have come down into a very strong support level, big dump into this level, right? And from here, we had a lot of wicks to the downside, and we are sort of just reacting off of this level. So what I'm looking at is here on the 30-minute chart, right? We had a really nice, strong, bullish, high volume candle close above this zone. Um, and the next candle over the current candle that we got in on came down to establish a bottom wick that was tested the top of this zone and then came up to flip bullish. And so basically, as we came up to flip bullish, I have gotten into a long position with a stop below the open low bottom wick of this candle. And really, we're looking for a 3-to-1, which we pretty much have. And we are just targeting the top of this little gap up here, right? So just really simple stuff. We're just basically um, anticipating high volume on this, right? So um, yeah, that's really all we're looking for. Fairly simple trade, really just reacting off of the 4-hour zone. So, all right, guys. So here we are back. It is 10:18. We're back on US30. So you can see we have had our target reached, and we are completely out of the trade. Um, it is a pretty high volume day. Could be a day to maybe let a little bit of a runner continue, but I am just completely out now. So if we look back at the trade, you can see we did come down here pretty far on the second candle of our trade after our entry. But thankfully, because our stop was below the bottom wick of this, we still were within, we still did not get stopped out. We're still in our trade. So then after that, we came up and broke this high here. Um, right here, this could have been a nice second entry above these two wicks here. They're pretty close together. And then, yeah, we just came up to fill this little mini gap here. 3.04 to 1, so decent, um, pretty good ratio here actually. And yeah, just a really simple trade, not really too much else to talk about. Again, our entry was due to this 4-hour level. We had a pretty sharp correction, more of a macro correction down into this 4-hour level. So once we reach this level and we start to initially see some wicks rejecting this level, pushing up a little bit to the upside. Once we drop down into a lower time frame, which was 30-minute was our entry, we can start to look for a bullish scenario. And so what we got was this really bullish candle here. It wasn't just a couple of wicks and a little bit of a move to the upside. We got a pretty high volume candle here that closed above all of this recent structure here. And so that sort of set the tone for what we were looking for. And then obviously, next candle comes down back into the zone again, wicks to the upside, and we start to get this bullish movement, right? And so, yeah, I mean, this could have been unfortunate if we would have been stopped out here, but typically, as my general rule of thumb, it is smart, it is safe enough to have your stop underneath the wick, right? So if our stop, we would have tried to be a little bit more conservative here and move our stop up a bit, we would have been stopped out. But just typically, like I said, having it underneath the low or the high if we were selling of the entry wick, um, typically that will be safe enough for you. So anyway, we haven't had trades like this in quite some time, but gold's price action has been a little bit frustrating recently. Um, just not being able to see too clearly what's going on. And so usually when that happens, I like to sort of just kind of put it to the side and then sort of, look at things a little differently, right? So obviously recently we've had a lot of great trades on gold, and so we haven't been focusing too much on US30, but as of the last couple days, gold just hasn't been that great. I haven't been very comfortable getting into any positions really on gold, and so um, going back to US30, typically when gold is great, I struggle a bit with US30. When US30 is great, I'll struggle a bit with gold, and so it's kind of sort of a little bit of a trade-off there. But anyway, really simple trade. Maybe, hopefully, looking forward we can get, maybe we kind of flatten out here, and then maybe tomorrow we can get a nice move up to the highs up here. We just have to wait and see, and maybe hopefully gold will have some better price action to end off the week. We can have maybe a nice trade on there. So anyway, pretty easy trade. Like I said, this could be a trade to keep like 10% of your position open with stops at break even, or maybe a little bit in profit, maybe underneath the low of this open candle here. But anyway, I'm just completely out of the trade. So anyway, hopefully the video was helpful for you, and hopefully we'll have a good end to the week tomorrow.